center jar, this is life. This is God that gives life to everyone, right? And this is you and me. And this is how we're born. And you say, well, how come that's clear and that's dirty? Why do you think that is, right? Why is this one clear, from God's clear, and we're dirty? Why do you think that is?
Because we like do sins and we don't really know it.
That's exactly right. See, we're born with sin. You know, when a little baby gets born, Luna gets born, we say, oh, she's so cute. And we think, oh, that baby's perfect. Well, they are, because God created them, but they still have sin. Because way, way back, if you guys in Sunday school know, Adam and Eve, right?
Yep.
They had the garden.
They ate the apple.
They ate the apple, right? And what that symbolizes, Frank, is they did the opposite of what God wanted, right? Mm-hmm. Sin is, God says do this, and we say, well, I'm going to go do this. That's sin. Whenever we turn away from God. So we're born with sin, right? And so I should say that. So now, here's our young life. You're born with sin, and now you're going to start to grow up, right? And now you're growing up, and now you're in a little bit of a bigger body. You're in a bigger body, and you can do things, right? Now, sometimes when you grow and you get older, sometimes you experience some things. Like, you ever been mad? Right? Yeah, right? So, red, anger, right? So we put in some anger, and that makes our sin even darker, right? And have you ever been sad or upset about things, right? So blue, right? Sometimes you're not really happy, and you're not thinking about God in the best ways. Oh, it's getting darker, right? And this is what happens as we grow. We get to be adults, and we have to go to work, and we got to pay the bills, and we got to take care of the kids, and we got all these things that we do. And sometimes we don't go to church. Sometimes we don't, show up for God to help us and teach us. And then we get envious. We look around and say, that kid's got the new PlayStation. I want that. Yeah, right? Exactly. Like, hey, I want a PlayStation. I don't want this little Xbox anymore. So you're envious, right? And now our sin just keeps getting darker and darker. And then, maybe we have sickness in our life, right? Maybe somebody's hurting, and that bothers us. And now, look at this. Oh, gosh, we're so dark, and we got so much sin. How could we ever be with God? But at some point we go to God, and we say, God, we want to be near you. And God says, you are no good. You are so dark and ugly. I can't be near you. You can't come here. There's too much darkness. But I got an answer, God says. God says, I'm going to introduce you to my son Jesus. And my son Jesus is going to take all of your sin, and he is going to make it clear, and he's going to make it go away.
That one actually was kind of cool.
And you know what? I don't have enough Jesus in the jar. So here's a perfect example. Now this is a perfect example, right? So I played all this out beforehand, but I don't got enough Jesus in the jar. You know what that means, Nathan? So now look, am I cleaner than I was before? Yes. Am I perfect? No. Why? Because can I ever be perfect? Can you ever be perfect? Frank? No? Right? We can't be perfect. We can be a lot better, right? Jesus makes us cleaner. Jesus takes away a lot of our sin. Jesus takes away all of our sin. And ultimately, if we stick around Jesus long enough, and we come to church, and we take communion, and we go to confirmation, and we do all those things that we're supposed to do, now we're clean. And now we can go before God. But we couldn't have never done it on ourselves, because we'd look like this. And God can't be around that. God needs to be around this, right? And we can't do it on our own. We need Jesus.